Numbers show us that how many electrons, okay, how many electrons we have, okay, in the last shell of an atom, last shell of an atom. Now, an important thing over here is this statement, last shell, okay? This is an important one, okay? Why I'm saying it's important? So this one over here, last shell, okay? Last shell, because some students, they get confused. Oh, group number shows how many electrons are there. No, not the overall electrons. They are not telling the overall electrons, only the electrons in the last shell, okay? Now, let me explain you. Let me elaborate here, okay? So let's suppose if I say hydrogen again, okay, so this is your group number one, correct? Group number one, this is group number one, and if I say hydrogen belongs to group number one, and if I draw the structure of hydrogen, which I've already drawn here, but let me just draw it again for your easiness, okay? So if I draw, okay, let me just make some space. Okay, yes, so if I draw hydrogen here, so I know that hydrogen have just one electron, so there will be just one shell. This is the nucleus of hydrogen, correct? So proton number is equal to electron number, so there is one proton, correct, and one electron and just one shell, correct? Now let's see lithium, okay, so this is hydrogen. Now lithium here, lithium, okay, have three electrons, okay, so three electrons, so this is the nucleus of lithium, okay, three protons, three electrons, correct? So the proton number is equal to electron number, so three electrons in the first shell can only handle two electrons, so I will just write two electrons here, okay? Now overall lithium have three electrons, so 3 minus 2 means two are already in, I put them into a shell, so one is left, the one will go into the next shell. So can you see hydrogen have one in the last shell, because hydrogens have one shell, so it's a first shell, this is the last shell. But lithium also, if you see, this was the last shell of lithium and it have one electron, and lithium belongs to group number one. In the same way, sodium belongs to group number one, so sodium will also have just one electron, okay? So if I draw the structure of sodium in front of you, I will prove you, okay? I know that sodium, okay, sodium is Na, it have 11 electrons, okay? So 11 electrons means 11 protons too. So this is the nucleus. In the first shell, how many electrons I can accommodate? 2. So I will just draw 2. 11 minus 2, okay, so let me draw the other one, okay, so 8. Second shell can handle 8, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. So overall I have drawn 10 electrons. How many are left out of 11? Just one is left, so one will go in the last shell. So can you see that structure is different, but because hydrogen, lithium, and sodium belong to first group, so this means their last shell is having one electron, okay? But hydrogen belong to first period, so just one shell, because period number shows us how many shells. Lithium belong to second group, so two shells. Can you see two shells here? Okay, sodium belongs to third period, so three shells, okay? So this is how I will summarize the thing, okay? So periodic table have two important things, groups and periods, okay? We have 7 periods, and period numbers show us that how many shells are present in an atom. Groups, okay, we have total 7 groups or 18 groups, and it shows us that how many electrons we have in the last shell, okay? Now the group number, the other thing is, does this thing is followed by all the periods, or I mean all the groups here? No. Okay, the thing I was telling you that some of the groups over here, they don't follow the rule of this group that it tell us that how many electrons. No. So in order to understand the way we're going to write it, I will write it here. So this is the first group. Yes, it follow this rule that how many electrons in the last shell. Second one, yes, but the middle group over here, because their properties are different, so we're gonna skip for a while until your A levels, okay? And we will put third and fourth and fifth and sixth and seventh and eighth here, okay? Or we will just call it 0 group, not 8 group, okay? Now if I see this, if I write like this, so this means this is your group number 3. So group number 3 show us that all of this will have 3 atoms, 3 electrons in the last shell. They belong to group number 5, okay? So all of them show